We all constantly compare ourselves to social media influencers, celebrities we watch on TV, and the athletes we want to become and think we want to look like. I chose the topic of body image for this speech because it's something both men and women struggle with every day. With the hours on hours we spend watching celebrities on TV and scrolling through our social medias, it's extremely challenging not to compare ourselves to those people. There's a negative link between social media and body image that doesn't cross many of our minds. What we view on social media is what we think we need to act, look like, and wear, and we're trained to think that way. While there's no easy fix to this problem, I think it's extremely important to acknowledge the idea of body image and the negative correlation it has with social media. Throughout this speech, I'll be explaining the significance of Lili Reinhart's speech at the Glamour Awards, along with the importance of knowing your worth without appearance. Lili Reinhart is an American actress primarily known for her lead role on the TV series Riverdale, but she's also known for body positivity and being open with her struggles of depression and anxiety. This speech took place at the 2018 Glamour Women of the Year Awards. These Glamour Women of the Year Awards has honored game changers, trailblazers, and rule breakers for 30 years now. It invites women from entertainment, business, medicine, politics, and more to be honored for being inspirational and extraordinary. Lili's speech about body image at the Glamour Awards is extremely significant because of her invitation to speak and open up about her own personal struggles with body image. She shows that women struggle with the same insecurities each and every day, and she used her speech and her experiences to turn it into inspiration and motivation for men and women all over the world. She says, "I felt this strange, constant struggle of having to live up to the expectation of the appearance that I had already established to the world, so I found myself examining my body constantly in the mirror, sometimes thinking, okay, I was being too hard on myself. Everything's fine. I'm still the same size. Everything is fine. Only to go back to the mirror a few hours later and notice that my stomach looked completely different. So I was thinking, was my reflection lying to me? How can my body look so different over the course of one day, and why do I feel like I need to apologize to the world for my ever-changing self? I didn't want the world to think I was catfishing them with my appearance or making myself out to be a certain size and shape when clearly my body was changing. So I told myself, if I can see this change, other people can too. Reflections don't lie. Or do they? And is that body dysmorphia? Or is this a normal part of being a woman that no one really talks about? I think about when I have kids in the future, and will my daughter be self-conscious about gaining weight? Will she feel the need to explain her body or justify it to anyone as it changes? Will she feel the same as I do now, to apologize to her peers and say, my body doesn't usually look like this, or I'm just a little heavier than usual right now? How utterly ridiculous is it that we even think about explaining the nature of our bodies to other people? But it's because we don't want them to judge us, because judgment and criticism have always existed. It's just that now, everyone can be a critic and can share it publicly without hesitation, at the push of a button. I used to look at all the magazine covers near the checkout line at the grocery store when I was younger, and sometimes the cover would show a celebrity with the headline, "Here's what she really looks like." And I wanted to see, obviously. I wanted to see what was underneath, and I wanted to see the flaws. Everyone wants to see the flaws of another person, because we want to see glimpses of our own insecurities in them. We want to know that we aren't the only ones. From a young age, we are unknowingly being trained by magazines, marketing, and all forms of media into thinking that having cellulite or not wearing makeup is worthy of being publicly shamed. So there was no way in hell that as young women digesting in media, we weren't all going to try and hide those parts of ourselves from then on. We aren't born with these insecurities. We are told to be insecure about certain things. We are conditioned to feel ashamed or embarrassed about those certain parts of ourselves. The world is not going to reform tomorrow. We can't rely on those who profit from our perceived flaws to change their ways. There is no easy fix to the ideas of women that have existed for hundreds of years, so that leaves us with one option, which is changing it ourselves, showing what's real with no filter and certainly with no shame. You are helping the movement of strong modern women when you show the parts of yourself that we have forever been told to hide. So as a first step, I encourage you to find a healthy balance between expressing the natural, vulnerable side of yourself with the glamorous, contoured side. As much as I like to share photos from shoots and red carpets, I think it's much more important to show what I look like the other 99% of the time." End quote. I believe that Lily Reinhart's speech on body image had such a large impact on both men and women who struggle with body image and insecurities. She inspired thousands of people to understand that most women aren't born to be a size 00, like we're constantly exposed to on the media. Knowing that we aren't born with these insecurities, but are taught to be insecure due to constant comparison, is eye-opening for women's mental health and individual body positivity. Lily Reinhart's use of pathos throughout her speech helped her open up about her own insecurities and vulnerabilities and show that there's a way for women to accept themselves and gain confidence.